Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to another stream here. I'm just checking if my audio is okay. Let's see. It should be fine. Looks like it's a little bit over the top, but it should be fine. Let's see if I have my right audio set up here. Where is my audio? Desktop audio. I used to have it here. Where is it? I'm not sure now. So I guess this is the one. Yeah, okay. It works with my Rode microphone, this one right here. So it should be working. Welcome everybody. Welcome to another stream. New week, a new stream. Tuesday evening, you know what that means. We're going to do some automations. We're going to do some systemization, visualization, the three parts that we always do every single week. And tonight I'm going to do three things. I'm gonna also try to check if my audio is actually doing well here. If you hear something weird, just put it in chat so I know that it's that I need to change something here. But I guess not. It's weird that I can't see where my audio is coming from. Oh, this should be it. Or not. This is my video. Custom audio device. No, I guess should be fine. Okay, let's get into it. Let's not lose too much time. I've already lost a lot of time today. I'm going to try to do it more and more earlier, right? Because it's already pretty late for everybody. And everybody needs some sleep as well, me included. Anyway, so today, again, welcome everybody to this stream. Today, it's all about visualization, systemization, and automation. And you know me that while I talk a lot about automations and I show a lot of automations on the YouTube channel as well, if you're watching there, go check it out. If you haven't seen it yet, go to YouTube, Titanify, and you will find the channel there. But I try to create as much videos as I can around automation, systemization, and visualization. So today we're gonna do a bunch of stuff, but I want to first talk about something that's been on my mind for a while now, and that I see other business owners also struggle with a little bit. Like it's one of those things that often is being neglected. It's one of those things that's often is one of the last things that is happening when you're systemizing your business, and it's got to do right with document management. Well, not just document management, that's just a part of it. Like if we really look at our business and we're growing our business and we want to systemize our business, one of the things that we keep forgetting is how to manage our information, how to structure our information in such a way that it's actually easy to find it back, that it's easy to share with each other as a team, that it's easy to share with the customers as well, and that it's also not getting duplicated. I think a lot of people, including me, honestly, sometimes like there are copies lingering around on Google Drive, on my desktop, maybe on OneDrive, on a lot of these places in your business, and at a certain point you don't really know where they are anymore. And I think that's a big problem. I think that's a big issue. especially when you keep growing, right? Now, I will show you my way of doing things a little bit. It's by no means it's perfect, right? But coming from a background where I've been using SharePoint a lot, I guess over a decade that I was building intranets for businesses, for corporate businesses. And that's really where I got deeper into the topic of information architecture. And it's a fancy word, I know. Look at it like a second brain for your business. Now, the second brain principle is much more than just information architecture, and it's about also collecting links and nodes and knowing where everything is. But actually, it's pretty similar, right? Because if we're looking at information architecture, if we're looking at how do we store our information in our business, it has to be a little bit like a second brain. We need to be able to store the information efficiently in our business, so it's also easy to get it back, not just by ourselves but also by our team members. And that's often an issue. I cannot count the amount of times that when I would ask somebody in their business, like, okay, try to find me the latest invoice of this particular customer, right? And I'm not like the PDF version, let's say it like that, the PDF version, not just the version that is inside the tool or inside your invoicing tool, but just the version that you have sent to the customer, like the PDF version. Or give me the latest SOP for customer onboarding, right? The document, the overall steps. I'm not talking about your current project management tool, maybe where you get that project stored and that it's automatically getting generated. I'm talking about more the information that is static, that once you've set it, you forget it almost, but that you also want to get it back, right? Because at a certain point, maybe a new team member is coming on board and you want to help them get through their first couple of days. So you need to share a lot of this information. Now, that by itself is also a process that we can systemize, automate, visualize, all these things. But the information, again, has to be somewhere. And this is what I've seen in the past, and still people are struggling with that, is how to efficiently structure that information. It's documents, it's your tools, it's the information in the tools, it's how you name stuff. All of these kind of things are super, super important. Also, who is involved with this data? Who can access the data? Access rights is very important as well. So if you think about that, and if you think now on your own business, right? If you think about all the information that is in your business, where is it? How, do you know where to store it? Do you know how to name it? You know, all of these questions, you have to ask that to yourself. And then you have to look at yourself and think, how much time does it take me to find a specific file? The file that I need. How long does it take me to find maybe the latest creative of a social media post that I did? Where can I find that, you know? Is it the latest version, right? Where is the latest presentation that I did for a specific customer? Or your pitch presentation, is it the latest version or not? So all of these questions, if you ask yourself that, and if there's not an easy answer, or if it takes a while, just a couple of minutes to find that information, then it might not be a problem right now, but once you get scaling, then it might become a big, big, big problem. In the long run, if you think about if you lose 5 minutes to find something, well, what if you have to find 10 of those items in an hour? You know, then it becomes 50 minutes that you lose, right? And that becomes a lot eventually across a week, a year, right? It becomes a lot, and it's costing you a lot of money, believe it or not. Because if you can actually calculate how much, not just how much time it costs, but Sorry. Okay. I should be talking more during the day. Once I get to talk a lot and then I've been quiet for the whole day, I need to do some exercise before I get on the stream to train my vocal cords. Oh my god. Well, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So there is a way. I mean, again, if you have a small business, right, and if you're trying to scale it, then there is a way to calculate how much time you're actually losing with finding documents, with finding information within your business, right? Even if it's 5 minutes of wasted time, in the long run, in a week, in a month, in a year, it can really compound to a lot of time. Hours get lost, get wasted by trying to find information that should be easily be found, right? And in our business, and the cost is real. We might underestimate the cost, what it is for us, for our business, to waste this time. If you calculate your own time as a CEO of a scaling business, it can be, for instance, $200 per hour or 200 euros per hour. And so if you would calculate like you lose 2 hours, 3 hours per week, or just let's say per month, that you lose time to find your information, well, that's a lot of money already, right? And do that in a year, that's a lot of money that you're losing. Now, if you have a team, let's say you have a team of 10, well, how much more money are you losing? So it is something you have to think about. It is something you need to consider within your business structure, right? We talk about structuring our processes. We talk about structuring our business model and our offers and our pitches and our presentations. But what about structuring the complete information that we have in the business? Call it a knowledge base, but that's not enough. That's just one piece of it. Call it document storage, but that's not enough. That's just a piece of it, right? It's all of the pieces together. And I will show you in a minute what I mean with information architecture and what kind of components that they like, what kind of components are in information architecture. But with this rant a little bit, I just want to make it super clear that if you're a solopreneur, if you're starting out, if you're scaling a business, if you have a big corporate, whatever it is that you have as a business, you have to think about making sure that your information is structured in a way that it's easily to go through, to navigate, to find, to share. All of this needs to be more efficiently done, right? And if it seems overwhelming to improve that, again, it's like with system optimization and with automation, do it step by step. Start small, right? I would say the most important piece to get right as soon as possible, or to improve, to make more efficiently, I would say is document management, 100%. Because that's the first thing that you have. If you just start a business, right, the first things that you have are documents, legal documents. Well, you need to store that somewhere, right? Probably you've stored it somewhere and you don't even remember where they are. Okay, right? So that's where I would get started to look at, okay, how can we make this more efficient? Because we store thousands and thousands of documents and presentations and Google Sheets, or or Word documents, or I don't know. All of these things get stored somewhere, and then we create copies because we get attachments from customers and we need to talk about it, and we need to send them back, and and it becomes a mess, a huge mess. So documents, I would say, if you want to systemize the information architecture in your business, then documents is the first place to look at. Like, how do you organize your documents? Do you do it in Google Drive? That's already a first question. Do you do it in Google Drive? Do you do it in SharePoint and in OneDrive? I even have somebody that is using SmartVault. what kind of document management system do you use, right? And one is I mean, there are several out there, and they all have their advantages, disadvantages. Like I said, I've gone from SharePoint for more than 15 years, I would say. I've been a huge Microsoft fan, and all the documents were stored there. Then going into the Google ecosystem and using Google Drive or Google Workspace a lot, right? But the principles stay the same, right? So it's the same as with, well, how do you do project management, right? The tool by itself doesn't really matter. It matters how you do the project management, or the invoicing, or the onboarding, or the email marketing, or any other kind of process that makes up all your systems in your business. The tool by itself is just a choice, right? It's how you use them. So with document management, it's the same, right? Doesn't matter really what the tool is. I think it needs to be something that is easily usable by your internal team, but you also have to think about it, about your customers, because if your customers are primarily corporates, I'm pretty sure that they are using Microsoft and SharePoint and Teams and stuff like that. So then if your own documents are only stored in Google Drive, that might pose some struggles, right? And vice versa. If you're working with a lot of creative people, from a fact, I think they all, or primarily most of them, use Google Drive, for example, or the Google Suite. Then if you're in Microsoft 365, I guess it's a little bit easier, because sometimes the way that Microsoft tries to close off their environment to make it more secure is much harder for people to get into than getting into Google Drive. That's what I have found. But I've had situations where my customers had Microsoft accounts, and I tried to share our Google Drives because that's in our process, and it wasn't working, because you cannot access Google, or you have to have like a Gmail account or a Gmail account if you want to also collaborate and so on and so on, right? So that can become an issue at the end. Anyway, so just all of this to say, information architecture is important. Not just about automation, right? Because automation by itself is super useful, 100%. But if you want to keep scaling your business and you want to have operational efficiency, then information architecture, document management, all of this is as important, and sometimes more important than automation. Because if you don't know where you're storing your information and you don't know how to get it back, you can try all the automations that you want, but if it doesn't use the correct information, you're stuck. You're gonna end up with an automation that is using the wrong data, for example, and that's not good, right? So that being said, let's get into some stuff here, and I want to show some pieces that I've put together, because I was thinking about this topic about information architecture and so on, and while I've been in the Microsoft landscape for over a decade and SharePoint and so on, I think it's important to go back a little bit to the principles about what is information architecture and what are the components. And when I was doing some research about this, there was a lot of stuff about information architecture around websites and so on. And if you look for information architecture, most of the information will be about that, right? Will be about how you structure websites. Like this example. So you have like a home page, and then you have the pages for terms and conditions. You have your mobile app. This is an example of an information architecture for a website. And if you would see that within your business context, within your information that you have within the business, then you could actually imagine like your business information resides in a big internal website. And that's why also within SharePoint we build a lot of intranets, because an intranet is an internal website where you structure the information in that way that it's easy to find the information for everybody within the company. And that's a bit where it stems from as well, I think. Now, if you look at what we do, visualization, systemization, automation, I talked about practical automation in the past. Let's call practical systemization also a thing, right? Practical systemization means let's look at systemizing our business in a way that is practical. And a practical thing to systemize the business is doing good information architecture, building your information architecture. That is part of practical systemization in the business, for me at least. So what is information architecture? So this is a good definition, I think. So information architecture involves the process of organizing and structuring information to facilitate intuitive navigation and comprehension, right? So it's all about the process of organizing and structuring the information, so that we can navigate it and understand it in an intuitive way. I think that makes a lot of sense. So if we look at the information architecture and we build that kind of system around it, so the process, to simple terms, the process to put on if you look at documents, okay, so if the process into putting a document in a place somewhere in our architecture, in our structure, so that it's logically in the right place and it's intuitive for anybody to think about, I need this document, so of course I'm going to find it there, right? And if they see it, they understand, like, okay, this is what the document, for instance, is about. I think those pieces make a lot of sense if you build your process around information architecture. Because we want to find our documents. First, we want to store our documents, but we want to store them in a place that makes sense. We want to store them in a place that makes sense for us, but also if we have a new team member coming in and we would say, like, find this or get that document, then if they would see the structure of our information, of the documents, of the folders, for example, then they would immediately have the idea, I need to find it there. And if they go there, they can see the list of documents, for example, and then the naming is in that way that it's intuitive. That is saying, oh yeah, this is it. This is what I need, right? So it's not some obscure file name that doesn't make sense at all. And it's not file name copy 222 point December, whatever, something like that, right? That will not help them, okay? And that's part of this, right? And this is also something that I found. This was on a HubSpot blog, and the pieces of information architecture are simply, like, if we simplify it, it's 3 components. The users, so who is going to use the information, so the users. It's the contexts, where, right? Where, what environment? The environment where the users engage with the content, so where. But then you have to ask the question, how do they get there? Right? So the context, the platform, where is it? How do they get there? Then we have to think about the navigation, and we have to think about search. And these were always the 2 main pieces when we were building, like, intranets as well. And in any case, like even in Notion, or just Google the Google Workspace, if you think about it, there are two main ways to find something. Two main ways. It's either through search, which is the most popular one, right? Or it's through navigation. And both of them need to be as intuitive as possible. If you're building something on SharePoint or on Notion, right, it has to be intuitive enough for people to understand that, yeah, of course, this is the place where it is, right? With search, it's you would say search is easier sometimes to find something. Yes, if you are consistent in your naming of your documents, if you're consistent in how you store your information. And I'm guilty to that as well, right? For example, all the videos that I created in the past, I created them through Zoom, for example, and I downloaded the Zoom files. Now, the Zoom files have a specific naming, right? And the naming is not that intuitive. So that ended up with having a lot of files that were like the naming didn't make sense at all. Okay, so and then what I did, so I put them all in a download because then it's easier. It's all in the download folder. And then if you but this is part of the information architecture as well. Look, because I can do this makes it already easier, right? So that's part of and navigation and search a little bit, or filtering. I mean, filtering is also part of it. So actually I should also add filters in here, right? Search, filtering. It's the same with filtering. It's the same with SharePoint, to be honest. So let's put that here. So filtering is also part of it. So so I have a lot of videos here, and as you can look, these ones, GMT, and then you have the date, and then recording, blah, blah. Well, I mean, what is this about? I have no idea. So I have to look at the video to actually know what it's about, and then I would rename the video to something like this. And then the next piece is to really move that into one of the shared drives that I have on Google Drive in one of the workspaces. But just to say that, well, look, I want to find a video, and maybe it's this video that I'm looking for. Well, I'm not going to find it if I just enter a specific name, or sometimes if you're lucky, it would also find some of the contents of the files, right? Again, also in SharePoint, that's the case, that you can do that, even PDFs. So that helps a lot. But still, I mean, you better have like a file name that makes sense than something obscure like that. So that's also why search isn't always the best way to get things, right? So then you need to rely on the navigation. And then if you look at the navigation, and if I look at what I have done in the past with Titanology, for example. So if I go to here, and what I used to do, and I'm still doing, it's still something that I'm trying to improve again and again and again. So you can see here that, first of all, the names of the drives, the shared drives by themselves. Just a tip for everybody out there: if you have Google, right, please use shared drives, right? Don't put it all in your My Drive and start sharing folders out of your My Drive. In terms of security, it does not make sense to keep all your information in your My Drive on Google. Use shared drives. As a business, this should be mandatory. Anyway, so you can see here I have a lot of internal drives, and then I have offer drives, and so on and so on. Even like I said, I'm not perfect here. This is something that I'm trying to improve and again. And then because I started to create 3 main offers for the company, I started to create shared drives like this, so 1, 2, 3, and I actually started to move pieces of the other shared drives into these. So it's really a container of one specific offer, for example, or one specific business model almost. And then in here you have also, again, the subfolders for sales, videos, and so on. But this is one example how you can do it. The point, I mean, I'm a solopreneur, right? We're building our company here. I will not be able to maintain this structure if I'm getting more and more and more and more people on board. Because at the end, if there's pieces here, if there's pieces everywhere, it's going to be very hard for people to find things back. And then, okay, we can rely on the search, but only to an extent, right? And if you always have to find, if you always have to use search, then I believe as well we're losing time. So now what is the solution? Well, I think something like this for sure. If my problem here was that I started to create more offers and so on, if you have, or more business models as well, for me, and especially within Titanify, I really make it deliberate to create these kind of things. So internal shared drives for finances, for operations, for sales, and keep the information relevant to these departments in there. That's what I think makes sense, right? Other than that, within Google Drive, creating a folder for each customer, I think also makes sense, because you can share shared folders with multiple people. As you can see here on the right hand side, some folders only have 2 members, others have 11. So in terms of security, it makes sense to use shared drives with your customer, so you don't need to share a folder within a shared drive. Because then if people, like if your team changes, you also have to maintain the people that have access to this. So it can become a hassle. So yeah, that's the context. So where do we store it? How do they get there? Navigation, search, filtering. Okay. And then we have the content itself, and that's what I mentioned as well. Like, okay, what are we keeping as information? What are the formats? Right? Is it Word? Is it Excel? Should it be Excel? Should like an Excel sheet or a Google sheet? Should that not be more integrated in our project management system or in Airtable or whatever, instead of in a Google sheet, right? What is the metadata? Now, this part I would say is a bit tricky, because this was very relevant to SharePoint as metadata. Why so? Well, if let's see here, let's go to Teams, because within Microsoft 365, the way that you can structure your information, you have the benefit of using metadata. You have the benefit of using content types, and then you can link. And if I now just can log in, please. Okay. So here. So the thing is that, okay, we have the files here. So if I create a new file, just test. Why are you doing this? So, okay, if you created a new file here, so let's do that again. Or like an Excel sheet or whatever, test. We're gonna open it again. It is. It wants me to sign in. Not now. You have the possibility to add columns here. So you can add a choice, date, time, multiple lines. So I could add a choice field to it, and it could be, I don't know. What would be a good choice field? Category, So within sales, document type, like document type is a common extra metadata field that is used within Microsoft 365. So I could say document type, and then here I can say it's a presentation, it's expense report, it's a memo, right? Stuff like that. Okay, and we just click save here, and it's gets added. It's getting added to the folder where we saved this, but also to the file itself, right? So now what we can do, let's see, it used to be that you were able to change it in Teams. So let's go to SharePoint. Okay, I'll have to log in, I guess. So let's go to portal. Okay, let's go to Teams. No, let's go to SharePoint. Well, okay, Teams. So we go to Files. Where did I put it? Here. I'll put it there. So we got the files here. Come on. Okay, let's open this one now, and let's see if we can change it here. Properties. Oh, okay, we can change it. So we can click here on details, and then we can actually just change this into an expense report. Boom. We change this one in a memo. So this, what I just showed you, is very, very interesting in terms of labeling your information, right? And then if you apply filtering, it becomes very easy to find specific information. So if you want to, it should be filtering, I can do it here. So filter, I just want to see expense reports, for example, right? So easy, right? So that's the third thing, right? We had the search, we had the navigation, and we had the filtering. So here I'm using navigation plus filtering. I'm not using search to find my information. Now, this is possible within the Microsoft 365 space. From what I know, this is not possible in Google Drive, right? In Google Drive, within Google, there's only so much metadata you can give, like, okay, last modified. If you go to file, if I can find one here. So we only have last modified, file size, file type, and I would say that's about it, right? If you go to details, yeah, that's about it, right? Can add a description, but that's it. So in terms of filtering, then it becomes limited. So that's the advantage for Microsoft 365. So also means that if you're considering your information architecture, if you think about how to structure it, right, how to do this, you have to think about these possibilities. If there's, I mean, in the past we helped accounting firms, for example, and within their accounting firm they were using their own software, but for document management it was basically all stored in file servers, not even in Google Drive, not in the cloud, just in their own file servers. Okay, but it was very hard to find things. It was all based on the hierarchy, the way that it's structured in the folders, right? A very difficult word to say for me. So it was structured in folders, and to find things back, they need to go through the navigation of the folders to go to the right location to find the information. Now, once we switched that into Office 365 back then, within SharePoint, we were able to add metadata like this. It was becoming much easier and faster to find their information because they would be able to filter on metadata, right? And that's super good. That's super useful. But it's not for everybody. It's not for every type of business, I would say. Like I said, for us, for Titanify right now, in technology, since COVID, basically, I switched to mainly going to Google Workspace, and I mean it works, for us. It works enough, but I would say it's not the best structure because to find stuff back, it will still take some time, right? So it needs to be improved. But it's almost like the decision to be made between, well, if you do it like in Google Workspace, the way to structure your data here or your documents is through folders, right? Folders, and then you have to really think about the naming as well, just as with files as well. I think that's also one of the points here. So the metadata and the naming. So if we're looking at the content, what do we have in our business? So besides the format and the metadata, we also have to look at the naming. If you're not always able to add more metadata, then naming becomes super important. So naming your files is crucial here as well. Depending on what your naming convention is, so you can create prefixes, suffixes. It really depends on your own business situation, but it makes sense again towards scaling and so on, not to name everything the same name or obscure names, or one time you name a document with a full sentence and the other time it's one word, and then sometimes you include the client's name and sometimes you don't, and then I mean, what is it, right? Now again, have to be really clear here that if you're a solopreneur, this is stuff, okay, if you think about it, you should do it. If you feel like this will help you out, you should definitely do it. But I think this is really becoming more and more important the more you grow. Because the more you grow, the more data that you have, the more time that you lose to actually find things back, right? So that for me is practical systemization, making sure that you have your information architecture in place and that you think about these things. At least think about who is using your information, where do you store it, what is it, how do you find it, how do you name it, and so on and so on and so on. Because with these questions, you will start creating an information architecture, you will start creating a system within your business that it's easy for everybody to find the information. I think that's the main gist of this, right? That's really it. So I hope that's a bit clear here. That's really what I wanted to share about information architecture. I will go deeper into this stuff probably in the next few streams, where we will start building a better information architecture than this one, especially for Titanify then, or for other people. But for now, I think that suffices, because we have to do some other stuff as well. Yeah, that's about document management. Look, another part of information architecture is, for instance, your project management system. So we use ClickUp, as you know, very heavily with almost everything, even with our CRM that is in here. So all the information about potential customers or customers is in here. We also have our productivity system in here, which is the sprint methodology. And yeah, it's all residing here in this system, right? As you can see for the live stream today, I was thinking about Second Brain, Chatbot Advanced, and Lead Generation Dripify. Those are things. But actually, I need to do something first of all that is beneficial for the business as well, for my business. And that might also help you to create better email marketing nurturing sequences for people that are booking a call. I think we started to create those things a while back, and I should have that somewhere in here. Is it in here? Content Factory? No. Was it in here? No. God damn it. Where did I put that? Somewhere. Onboarding, new customer. No. That's an example. New customer onboarding. No, I don't know. Where did I put that? I was talking about that also with practical here, right? Practical automation, automate call. Yeah, this is the one. That's the one I was showing the other time. So when they book a call, it goes to active campaign, and then we have a nurture sequence that I explained. Now, I need to set it up because tomorrow I have 2 calls. And actually, when I was setting this up, a tip for everybody as well, once you start setting this up, do it piece by piece. It's a tip, it's honestly a strategy that I use all the time, because creating a workflow, even as simple as this one, it never ends. It never ends, right? You always need to have like maybe one extra step here, right? And maybe another mail there, and maybe there's like something you need to put in between. Maybe there's a decision. I don't know what this is. Where is that coming from? Yeah, something in between. Oh my god. But so it never stops. So you always have to go back into your automations. That's what I think you should do. Go back into your automations, looking at them like, okay, are they still practical? Are they still efficiently getting used? Maybe some of the automations that you've set up aren't running anymore because there's an error, because I don't know, a connection get lost. So always going back to these things is definitely a good idea. Now, what I was doing here, so I have set up for the business right now. So when somebody books an intro call with me, they go through this sequence because I want people to get to know me better before they get on a call with me. So I had already this. So here you have, oh yeah, I can do like this. So here you have if they already have gone through the automation intro sequence, they go to the right side, then they wait. Now last time I also wanted to do this. I want to add an option where I can really say like, remember tomorrow is the meeting, right? Now this is already getting sent also with Calendly. I don't care. With this we have even more control when it happens and what happens afterwards. So in here, what I want to do, and Active Campaign, if you're listening, please add the possibility to drag the canvas here. Like you can do this with every other tool, not with yours. So please add that. So what I want to do here is I want to add a goal here. So a goal means that somebody within the sequence, so one of the contacts, can jump to this action when the goal conditions are met. So that's what happens. So you can set a goal, you can set several goals in your automation. Then when the conditions are met, no matter where they are in the sequence, no matter where they are in the automation, your contacts, the people that are in the sequence, will jump to that goal. I like it. So I'm going to call this day before meeting reminder. And then here I can say Calendly. So this Calendly event And then I want to say, no, here I want to have the event date. Can I actually say, I was looking at this today as well. Event date is, I want to say today, but I didn't find it yet, if that's possible. Because you can say it occurs exactly in 1 day, so that's the day before. That's what I need, but I wanted to check if, let's see here, date and time happen after next is exactly, no, it's the same. So I guess these two are the same. So this happens is, so occurs exactly in 1 day, right? That's what I want. Then they jump to that point. Even if, so if they have created the event yesterday or 2 days ago, and I have in the sequence 3 or 4 emails that would go for 4 days, for example. Now I want them to skip that so I can send them the right mail 1 day before, right? So I set this condition, then I jump to this, and also, and when this goal is below context position. So if they are below that goal, they're not going to go back. You could say then anywhere. That means that even if they are below the goal, they would go back to the goal, but I don't want that. So below context position is okay. And if the contact does not meet the goal conditions, then they have to wait until conditions are met. I'm gonna save this now. I have to be careful here because I need to wait here, like wait for 1 day. Okay, so yeah, I already have people in the sequence here, so I have to be a little bit mindful about this. Let's just see if they already jumped to this. Actually, I should have added an email first, because it could be that one of them, no. Current date plus 1. No, that's not what I said. Did I say that? Event date. So this Calendly event where the following is through event date, current event date occurs in exactly, yeah, current date plus 1. Yeah, that's correct. This should actually trigger, so I'm not sure. Okay, let's just add the email. This is just a reminder email. Wait, let's name it correctly here. You see again, naming. Booked intro sequence number 4. Honestly, this is also part of information architecture, to be honest. This is all part of this. So, oh, goddamn, now I forgot it again. Booked intro sequence number 4. That's the one, right? Or do I have, no, this is the other side. Booked intro sequence number 4. So I have here booked intro sequence number 4. Start with a past campaign, and then so email designer. This is the new designer that they have, much better. I just picked this one, it's fine. This doesn't really matter right now because I can change it. Reminder. Okay, continue. Now, contents. So, my next step is, yes, it's always this one. It's using Copy AI to create my email. Saves a lot of time, to be honest. Saves a ton of time. Is it perfect? No, but it saves a lot of time. And it does the job. Especially for these kind of nurture sequences, I think this is more than okay. If you have a copywriter, by all means go for it. Use your copywriter. But right now we're going to use this one. I want, and here again, actually, if I think about it, I'm actually not that bad at it. Information architecture. Even within the tools that we're using, even within Copy AI, I create folders for each project, for a customer, for a specific type. And even within the folder or the folders, I create subfolders for specific things. So it's easy for me to find back where my information is, right? And in this case, I just want to make sure that the copy that I'm creating, right, is in the same container. So I can always go back, because this is, right, chat based, this is chat GPT's kind of stuff. There's a whole chat that is in some of these kind of projects, let's say. I want to be able to go back to see what it is without having to go through maybe copy about a project, a copy about a client, a copy about a lead magnet. I don't want to do that. So that's why I do this. And there was an automation intro. If I did my job here we go. Calendly automation intro sequence. There we go, that's the one. So easy to find. Then I can put the mails here. I can have the chat in here. I can go through the history of the chat to see what I have created. So I want to create now, just create follow-up email in this sequence to remind them that our automation intro call is tomorrow. Include the CTA to go to our YouTube channel to see our latest how-to videos on business process automation. Boom. That's what I want. That's what I want, chat. What do you think? Because I want this to be sent. Look, and because I've already created these emails in the past, it will kind of remember the style and these kind of tokens. So your automation is less than a day away. What? And my cat is here. You can't wait. Speaking of which, do you want to get ahead and start familiarizing with the process of automation? Why not take a pit stop? Yep, like it. Look at this. Look at this. Look who's here. Ever wonder how to automate your CRM or streamline your project management? You'll find all the answers in our... Well, the last part I'm not sure about that. Ever wonder how to automate your CRM or streamline your project management? No. So the PS needs to change into... The latest video was about creating an AI chatbot on our site. And then we can do this. Look, so change the PS to point to this video, and then we go to YouTube. And that's the fun part these days. How easy this is. So yeah, I was looking at this today. I don't need that one. What I do need is we're live. Look, where is it? Here, this one. So this video, and I just need to copy this. So we go back. I can do this. I can put the URL of the video, and then it will scrape it, and I will supposed to know. Yeah, supposed to know what it's about. See. Want to learn how to add an AI chatbot to your website? It's an incredible blah 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 blah. Good point. Good stuff. And this is something that I can use evergreen, so I can use it always. I can create it once and use it all the time. Perfect. All right, the perfect situation. So we go back here and we change this. Boom. Can remove this one. I'm just doing some formatting. Da, 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 na, 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 na. Okay. And then the PS goes here. And then the call to action will be actually watch or visit our YouTube channel. And I love using these call to action buttons actually lately, because it's super clear, right? And think about it, if you get a mail like this, maybe you don't read everything, you probably just scroll down and read the PS, but you see the button and you're always going to be inclined to push a button. And I think that's just a good idea to have something like this in all of your emails. I have to add a YouTube channel here. I have to just do this. Come on. Okay, this one is a link. And it will point towards our channel. This one. Link, where is the link? Here it is. And what you can also do here, if they even click on the link, I can add a tag. Like say YouTube, I'm not sure if I already have a tag. No, YouTube channel interests. And maybe again here, naming convention, do you use first letter as capital or not, right? What do you think? YouTube, let's leave it like this. So that's the tag I'm going to add. Now, why do I do that? I'm not doing anything with it right now, but imagine that within your sequences, within your nurturing sequences, or even if you just start a new campaign, you create a new campaign and you wanna maybe you wanna get more YouTube followers or something like that. And you can create a campaign that is specifically targeted to people that have someday clicked on the link towards your channel. And then it's easy to just send an email very personalized to them. Or, and this is something I need to figure out if that's possible in ActiveCampaign, that, let's check, maybe we can add specific blocks in our email based on if they have the tag. What is possible within your automation, that you can say, well, if they have a tag, you branch it out, right? That's something you can do. Then you need to create two mails. Anyway, something to remember to take a look at later. Now let's finish this one. And it has to be, oh shit, I want it to be Poppins because I like that font. There we go. Should be go okay, yeah. And Okay, we need to link to the video as well. So this one. Want to learn and discover how to set up in our latest. Oh no, I already set this one here, but I'll also put a link in here then. Our latest video tutorial, I'll put a link here. And I can add the same action. Well, here I can even go deeper. I can say, oh no, I can do both. I can do add a tag, several tags, YouTube. Come on. It should be there. Where is the link? Hello. Okay, I don't know. Weird. Yeah, here. YouTube channel interest. So do it here. Tag. Should have remembered that already. YouTube channel interest. Okay. And AI chatbot interest. Chatbot interest. And this becomes very interesting if I want to send specific sales emails, right? I can offer them to create a chatbot based on this. So that's the one. Next, so I have a subject here. This one. I know it sounds a bit too much AI, but I don't care, it's fine. Why is this one in red? I don't get it. From email, yes. You need to set up a basic DMARC record before sending to avoid. God damn it. Just a sec, mister. Finish first. Let's set up the DMARC. Okay, save it. Oh yeah, look. See, they jumped, both of them. That's what I wanted. Just in time that I put the wait section here because the mail was not ready yet. Now I can remove this one, then they jump into this one, but I will wait until the end of the stream. And then I'll set here to wait for 700 days because I still want to continue the nurturing. Because one of them was waiting on this action here, so he got the second mail but not the third mail, all right? So I want to be able to then say conditions. And then I have to say wait, actions, yeah, this. If has been sent, no, let's do the other way. If has not been sent, and then we say campaign, the campaign was, so the automation intro, booked intro sequence number 3, that's the one. That's why you need to name your stuff correctly. Save, then send it again. Now I want to check. I'm just going to send it again. Save and design later. Because what I want to check here. You know what I would love to do? I'm not sure if it's possible. I thought it was. Is that you just can select the same mail that I created here. So this one. No, not 4. Number 3. This one. I mean, I can create the same one again, but stars, no one of our pre-designed, no. So I do this, because then it actually creates another email, and I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me. So it was number 3, right? Booked intro, tech, yeah, this one. See, and then maybe it's another subject. Now I need to go back and see if it's the same subject, yada yada yada. Seems a hassle to me, no? I mean, the contents is just the same. Yep. Ah, we had to do the demarc. Will ask me again here. Yeah, let's do that first. The demarc is essential because otherwise it will not deliver, meaning it will end up in spam. Authentication, so the it's verified but not authenticated. Please there have been changes to how we authenticate domains. Please authenticate to continue sending campaigns. Okay, so remove domain, authenticate manually. Oh yeah, there we go. So you have to add these DNS records. Let's do that. So as mentioned before, I'm using a tool Groove right now to host the website. Not the ideal thing for websites, but it will do for now. And it is here where I also maintain the DNS records for this domain name. So then I have to go settings, I think, domains, manage, here we go, DNS. So which ones do I need? I need 4, yeah, I need 4 of them. So 3 CNAMEs and 1 TXT. So add CNAME number 1, name this, boom, value this, boom, save. It's as easy as that. Good that they provide the information here, so I don't need to look it up. That's 2. And that is mail server domain. It's 3. Save. And that's 4 as a TXT. That's a TXT. This one. This one. Save. Okay. Let's see. Normally it takes a while, but it could be that it's already propagated. No. That one? Wait. Check again. Check again. I did that one. Demarc. Demarc p none. AM ba ba ba. Domain key, yada yada yada. We've gathered an error for the highlighter. Please double check all records. Done. Recheck, please. Yay! Authenticated. So now I'm definitely, I mean, sure 100%? No. But at least it's been set up. And they're getting stricter and more strict with these settings in your DNS. So these ones. DMARC is important. DKIM is another one. But if ActiveCampaign tells us that we need DMARC, and I guess this is more than enough for now. Good. Where were we? Here we were. Tech anxiety. That's not the name. So then if I would go back to copy AI, I should be able to find it. Not this one. I was here. So mail 1, 3. Yay, got it. Boom. Easy. Done. Finish. Good. But look, this is what. Huh. So it did do that. Why did I have to create that one? I'm doing something wrong here. My bad. So you can do it. Yeah, this is the one that I need. Why did it ask me to send an email? But you see that I have to do not have any other option. But then afterwards I can say send this one. Maybe if I copy, I can't. So ActiveCampaign, help me out here. Why is that? Shouldn't happen like this. Okay, and here I'm just going to also do a wait for 700 days. I usually do that just to have the option to send them another mail if I want to in the whole nurture sequence. That's basically the only reason. So they have now this one. Let's see. I should not get the notification that it won't be sending it again. Next. No, we don't get the notification. Looks all right. Bueno. Can exit this one. Okay. So if I now want them to progress in this, so first of all, if somebody else books a new call, they get into this left side, maybe they go into the right side, doesn't even matter. If they are on this side, on the right side here, but this hits, they will come here. Always. Always. And then if they haven't been sent this one yet, they go here. If not, they go here. Perfect. And here we can send like a thank you mail, right? That's actually the next thing that we should do. Here we can say not go to. We can say goal. Thank you day after, right? And then again Calendly, date, event date is, now we can say occurred, no, happened exactly one day ago. Below context position, yes, continue anyway, and then we say wait until conditions are met. Done. So where the following is true, event date happened exactly current date -1. So it means the day after, right? And then we want to send an email, which we will do another time. Good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna remove this one because I don't want them to wait. I want them to immediately get it. So for one of them, I think they will have gotten 2 mails today because I was toying around with it. So sorry about that. This is the second mail. This is really the mail that I want you to get. And even if they are here in the 700 days wait, if this happens, they go in here. Perfect. Well, actually, to get this one, I have to be careful. Wait a minute, because no, I need to move this one here because I can't just say wait 1 day. I mean, I don't really need this one if I think about it now. If they're in the goal that it's 1 day before, I can say, okay, send this one and then wait 2 days, for example, instead of this. But okay, it's fine. Because then they come here, and then if they haven't get sent this, but I also want, I need the email anyway. So I'm gonna let them wait 100 days. Then I will put an email there and another wait, because I need them to wait 1 day here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if everything is okay, they will jump into this one 1 day after the meeting. They will wait here, and then I need to create more emails. So remove this one. I am sure. Oh no, the contacts are gone. No, they're not. Just refresh. And they just got number 4. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, that's the one. So we're almost out of time here. I'm trying to stop here around 8. So what I wanted to do, yeah, these two. So these two will have to wait for another time. But what I was working on and what I'm going to continue to work on, and I'll show you, is first of all, voice flow. So voice flow is an advanced chatbot builder. Okay. So what we can build with that is pretty advanced chatbots, AI based. So we can connect it with ChatGPT. We can input data sources in this as well. So it takes the data from the sources that we give them. It can be files. So I think I have content here. So I added this one. Remember that I did this AI chatbot. If you go to our YouTube channel, actually, you can see how I do that in Zapier. This is the same way, but with voice flow, and voice flow is more advanced, I would say. And we can create a lot of fun stuff with this, right? Not sure if let's see if we can run it. Run test. So something like this. So this is the chatbot. Yeah, stuff like that. You don't get to see that, of course, but then you can see it like this. Oh, I love it already, because yeah. What are your services? And I'm not sure if it's already going to look into. Oh yeah, look at this. And I created this with a template, and I just added the file. So awesome. Talk to sales. Those are the options. You can see that you can create a conversation here, watch your work, capture the email. So this is much more advanced than the one that we were showing Zapier. So I'm going to create a chatbot here. And I want to share this with everybody as well, this template as well. So you will be able to download that from our site in the future, but we are going to create this together on one of the next streams. All right. So that was one thing. Another thing that I wanted to show you is about lead generation. Lead generation with Dripify. So forgive me, I use automation to connect with people on LinkedIn. Now, before you condemn me, before you tell me that that's not, I shouldn't do that, right? You should be genuine about your connections. Let me just show you. So we're running now a campaign on Dripify to connect with people. Only connections, right? So I want to connect with marketing agency owners. Through LinkedIn search, through LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can create a search, right, with the right kind of filters, and we can add this into Dripify. This will upload the leads in this automation. So I have 2,475 people in this campaign. So eventually I will be connecting with 2,475 people. New people, people I haven't connected with yet. 40% accepted, 12% replied. Now these are numbers that are pretty good, I would say. Now mind you, only 74 here and 29. For now, only like I think about 200 have been contacted, so still 2,292 to go. Now if this number stays the same, I will probably have around 2,200 people extra in my connections, but people that I want to be connected with, right? Let it be very, 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 very clear here. I want to connect with those people because I believe I can help them, right? And the way that we do this with Dripify is we create a first message, a message that we would be sending anyway, right? A message that I would be sending anyway to all of these people. Is it personalized? Only with the name, right? That's what we do with this one. Can we be more personal when we reach out to people on LinkedIn manually? Yes. Will it take a lot of time? Yes. This just makes it, the whole process, less time consuming. That's the main goal, I would say. And also one of the other goals I would say to do this is to not be emotionally invested too much into people that are not reacting, people that are ghosting you, people that are saying like, leave me the hell alone. I have had those responses, and if you're a business owner, and even if you're a sales rep, this can get into your clothes, right? If you get all of this kind of crap. So I think this is a good way to leave the emotions out of it. It becomes a numbers game, and that's what it is. It becomes a numbers game, right? And that's where it started. The follow-up is much more personalized, of course. It's much more like, okay, then we have to go through each of these people that have responded at least or connected with us, and to see if we can help them, if we really can help them. But the fact that they, look, I'm not sending cold emails here, right? I'm sending connection requests. It's up to them to actually say yes or no. If they say no, fine, it's okay, I will not follow up with them anymore, right? That's definitely in here automated, that we will not follow up with them anymore. If they do connect with us, it means that somehow they see a benefit, they see a value of connecting with us, and then I want to continue that conversation. So again, before anybody says like you shouldn't be automating this shit because you have to do it, it has to be personalized. Look, by the time that I would reach out to more than 2,000 people, I mean, just think about it. If you do it maybe 10 per day, you could do 100 per day, right? It takes a lot of time, right? And I'd rather spend my time on then following up with people that want to have a genuine conversation. Right, that's what I want. So that's why we do this, right? And with Dripify you can do that, and then we can connect this with LinkedIn. Actually, if you go to the CRM, we can do that. Just to quickly show, not too much, but so we we add them into ClickUp here as unqualified people, and they're all in here, right? They're all in here, okay? And then it's up to me to actually keep following up with them, right? Then I use my CRM to go into LinkedIn and follow up with them. So that's a little bit what we do here. Try to keep it at level, right? Because they are actual names in here. So what I will do next with you, I will set up a new campaign. I will just show you how to set it up and how you can connect it with, for instance, ClickUp or Notion or anything else with your CRM. So you can generate leads like this, right? These are leads, and that it's entered into your system, right? That you have the information to follow up with these people. That's why I wanted to do this. But for now, that's enough for today. It's a bit of a shorter one. My apologies. Next week, Tuesday, 100%, I will be there again. I'm trying to go earlier, right? So from 6 p.m. or even earlier, so we can go on a little bit longer. But for now, thank you again for watching, right? Thank you so much. If you have any questions about this, if you want help with systemizing, automating, visualizing your business processes, just reach out to me, right? Either here, whatever that is, can be here on YouTube, here on Facebook, here on LinkedIn, wherever you're watching this, feel free to reach out to me if you want help with this. If you have suggestions what I should automate, visualize, systemize next as well, feel free to put it in comments. Send me a DM, send me an email, go to our website, download our guide as well. Like we have 100 AI automation ideas in our guide, so you can download that as well from the website. And I will try to finish the landing page as well for our AI chatbot that I just showed you, hopefully by the end of the week. So you can also apply for that, or leave your email so I can send you the template and how we did it. All of that good stuff, right? Again, thank you so much for watching this live or in the recording. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your week. Keep titanifying your business. Keep growing, keep thriving. I'll see you later, Titans. Bye-bye. Not starting soon.